rebounds his last game, can take it coast to coast over Alec, and it's short. That may have been partially blocked. Good save by House, and the Lobos are off and running.
Yeah, with Bradley, if he gets that three-point shot going, his outside shot going, it's going to be a long night for New Mexico. So he bailed New Mexico out on that last shot that maybe got tipped a little bit.
Turnover, and the Aztecs with the ball. Lamont Butler has the basketball. Butler has been outstanding the last 2 games. He's really found his stroke, especially from distance. Lob pass, Johnson! That's a play they like to run early in games.
Especially to get their Energizer Bunny going. Keyshawn Johnson, he plays with a high motor and get him an easy basket. He's not the focal point in their offense, but that's a little set play that they worked on in shoot-around this afternoon.
And a 3, Javonte Johnson.
Yeah,
so New Mexico on the board.
Yeah, Devontae missed that Oral Roberts game, so it's good. I know it's good to have him back, especially if he's going to knock down some threes, shooting 23% from 3 this year.
The bigger Josiah Alec right now drawing the assignment of guarding Bradley. That's not an easy one.
So a lot of times defensively, you know, if you don't call out this screen, this back pick, your teammate's going to get embarrassed. So a little bit of miscommunication there on that back screen defense.
Darion Trammell in the backcourt along with Bradley and Butler. A 3-guard look with Johnson and Mensah the bigs. And Trammell gets House in the air and draws an early foul. And that could be trouble for New Mexico, Avery. They're not real deep.
No, you don't want House to get in any early cheap fouls here. Just a little bit too excited. You know, he's really good steals guy. So obviously leads the conference in steals, but sometimes he has a little bit of a habit, not as much as the pass, to take too many chances and gamble a little bit too much. So he's matured in talking to their coaching staff. He's not gambling nearly as much, but definitely you don't want to gamble against this veteran San Diego State team.
Trammell with a free throw, and we're all tied at 3. Well, full court pressure. They'd like to make House earn it on the way up the floor and eat some time off that shot clock. Johnson against Bradley. Alec can score from inside and outside. Backing in, almost lost it. Shot clock is down. Johnson another 3, and he hits that one. Same spot.
And it'll be interesting because San Diego State really, they don't want to double team the post. They talked about maybe double teaming the first play of the game just to try to give Alec and Udeze a different type of a look, but I don't think they really want that to happen, giving up wide open 3s.
Butler on the drive, and he's fouled, and that's Mashburn with the foul. Now you expect the Lobos, guys like Mashburn and House and KJ Jenkins to shoot the 3, but Javonte Johnson was just 23% before walking in here, and of course Jamal Mashburn is here to watch his very talented son.
Yeah, he's only 10 for 43 coming into this game, so he's feeling it early.
Udeze, the transfer from Wichita State. Mashburn playing peekaboo with Butler, and he scores, and he gets a free throw. And that's the type of offense Richard Pitino's been getting from his guards.
Yeah, Mashburn really has turned it on the last couple of games. Here they tried to take away his mid-range, but he overpowered Lamont Butler going to the basket, playing through contact. Old-fashioned potential three-point play.
Ball out of bounds, and it will be a San Diego State ball. Butler matched up with Mashburn. Mensah comes for a screen. Bradley. Alec trying to stay with him. Mensah, not an offensive force, but he hits a mid-range jumper.
But I think that's a win for New Mexico. if they can slow down, the key scorers, the Matt Bradleys, the Lamont Butlers, I think they'll take Mensa, trying to knock down 12-foot face-up jump shots.
Jaelen House with a runner.
I like New Mexico's energy.
I know.
Rich, to start this game.
This looks like going to be a really fun game. Bradley. Trammell. Mensa waiting for Butler around the screen. Nice give, go, and dunk. Mensa from Butler. Butler has a couple of nice assists.
Yeah, a little bit of a breakdown on the backside of that dribble handoff defense. But it looked like New Mexico's really trying to shrink the floor. They want to make their man-to-man look like a zone.
Udeze against Mensa, two big bodies. And Udeze, Mensa with a block. One of the great shot blockers for a school that's had a lot of great shot blockers. Skylar Spencer is the all-time block leader. Mensa approaching 200. Long on the jumper. And here comes House, and they don't wait. Alec going up, couldn't hold it, and it's out of bounds, and that's a turnover.
Yeah, a lot of times when you're in this dribble handoff type of or pick and roll, you have to be able to defend the roller, and Mensa got away from New Mexico. We'll see what type of adjustments New Mexico makes coming out of the timeout when they're in that same type of defensive situation.
We hope you have great bandwidth out there as we await the arrival of our national audience. The game before us in overtime, Colorado State and UNLV. Already the Mountain West has had a one-game go final, and Air Force has won their second consecutive road game as they beat Fresno State in Fresno.
Yeah, and we were talking about that earlier. Air Force is a dangerous team. Very disciplined team. They don't have an identity crisis.
Not at all.
They know what they're doing.
And we are in Viejas Arena. Avery, you love this place. You were here for the NCAA tournament. You got a good taste of what this arena is like when it's really going. And the students aren't back yet, but we still have a really large crowd.
Yeah, 90% of the building almost is filled to capacity, and that's a true testament to how Coach Brian Dutcher and his staff has continued to build a winning program. Obviously, it started with Coach Fisher, but he's passed the baton now.
I think most of the show that's here are local show members.
Yeah.
I know you were looking forward to seeing the show. There's Coach Fisher, Steve Fisher Court. There should be at some point on this campus, preferably in front of Viejas Arena, a Steve Fisher statue as well, because he took this program from the very depths. I mean, the very bottom. His first year here, they didn't win a league game. 2 years later, they were in the NCAA tournament, and they've been in the NCAA tournament a lot since then. Brian Dutcher's in his 6th season, and of course, he was by Coach Fisher's side for almost that entire run. Last year, a 23-9 record. NCAA tournament, 8 seed. They lost to Creighton in overtime. The best team that Brian Dutcher had, maybe the best team of all time here at San Diego State, was 2020 when the Aztecs went 30-2, won the regular season championship, and of course the NCAA tournament was canceled with COVID. They would have been probably a very high number 2 seed in the tournament.
And I had them going to the Final Four. That was a Final Four team.
You had your brackets filled out already. I like
yes.
that. Bradley now. This is interesting that Alec is drawing the assignment. They want size on Bradley, not speed. Trammell, ball fake, Butler, 3. It's short. And Mensa and Udeze were all tangled up in red.
And philosophically, on the offensive end, it'll be interesting to see what Coach Dutcher does with Alec guarding Bradley. If he's going to come up and maybe force some switches to try to get a smaller defender on him.
13th foul for New Mexico. San Diego State has just 1. Jaden Ledee is in the ball game for San Diego State. Bradley, line drive jumper. He does not have a high arcing shot, but it is accurate. deep three for New Mexico, and San Diego State is going to retain possession.
Rich, I can feel the physicality. These guys, they're battling inside. You know, rebounding, Alec, and Mensah, they're making contact. This is a game. This is not a game for babies. This is a grown man's game tonight.
And Richard Pitino was adamant that New Mexico had to match San Diego State's physicality, so that's a good sign. Trammell, a corner three, and the rebound to Bradley. San Diego State on Tuesday really pushed Nevada around in the first half, beat Nevada, and New Mexico obviously watched that game. They know exactly how physical the Aztecs can be. Mashburn baseline drive, gets inside, round the horn, falling away. How about that? I mean, that was like the tour of San Diego Old Town, and then a 12-footer.
That's an old Steve Nash type of a play. He loved to skirt that baseline, and we used to tell him, don't jump, stay off the trampoline, stay on the ground.
Bradley falling away. Udeze has the rebound, and they want to go, do the Lobos. Johnson pushing tempo, pulling up, and hitting a 17-footer with a little something to say to the San Diego State bench when he went by.
Yeah, he's playing with a lot of confidence.
Johnson now with 8 points to lead the Lobos. Mashburn has 4. Ledee, the transfer from TCU, also Ohio State. This is House, and this is a layup. And right now, New Mexico is playing San Diego State's game better than the Aztecs.
When you don't take care of the ball, we used to call those pick six. I know it's not football, but those turnovers, when you can't defend those turnovers, there's no way to even get back.
Trammell probing, jumper on the way, good. They'd love to get points from Darion Trammell. He's averaging 12 a game, but his last 2 games, 4 at Wyoming and 6 against Nevada.
But constantly you see the full court pressure, especially after makes from San Diego State trying to wear House down. So we'll see how that affects him, especially in the second half.
Udeze, Mensah knocks it into the seats. He is the steal leader in the Mountain West. People think he's just a scorer, but he leads in assists and steals.
Yeah, came into the game with 51 steals, and you have to get your body on House. In this situation, Trammell, you got to put your body on House and break that momentum. You cannot allow him to shoot the gap and get those type of steals.
Shot clock is down, got to get it up. Johnson doesn't hit the rim. Sometimes when you make substitutions, the guys coming on the floor don't realize that the shot clock is starting that inbound play where it was. Barima Sek, the sophomore out of Senegal. Aztecs going to their bench as well. This is Trammell. It's a difficult shot. And Sek has the rebound. House in transition. Cross court finds Jenkins. Good shooter. And he missed the layup. In San Diego State, Elijah Saunders is in.
Well, both of these teams are putting pressure on the opposing team's defense in transition.
Ledee's pass. House got his hand on another one. And Udeze has it. Lobos with the ball, a 5-point lead. Good catch by Johnson. Sek going hard. Not many people play this tempo successfully against the Aztecs, but the Lobos are doing it. And House gets his own miss underneath the bucket. Still wants more. Misses that one.
But they did a nice job overall when plan A didn't work. They went to their C and D of their offense and got a good-looking shot. So they look like they're trying to score early, and if not, they want to work the ball around to try to make the San Diego State defense move.
112 media timeout is coming up. First whistle from there, and there's the whistle, and down goes Udeze. Ledee's going to get the foul. Udeze pops up, and this is kind of fascinating here to see New Mexico come into this place, run with this tempo, score with the success they've had, And San Diego State feels like they're on their heels right now.
Yeah, and a lot of times when you on the road and you know you're playing in a tough, hostile environment, that first round is what we used to call it. That first 4 minutes, you got to really prove to the other team that you're here to not just show up, but you're here to win the game.
Somewhat of a litmus test, certainly for New Mexico, who opened the season on a 14-game win streak and then lost once they got to Mountain West play by 4 at Fresno State and then at home by 7 to UNLV. They had an open date on Tuesday and they played a really good Oral Roberts team and beat them 82-75. That helps the resume. And of course, New Mexico.
Yeah, that was because of 2 New Mexico State games that were canceled.
And New Mexico is 47 in the net right now, so which is a minor miracle for Richard Pitino to be there after last season, finishing 9th in the conference at 5-12.
And it was really smart on their part. It wasn't just the Oral Roberts win, but it was the San Francisco game also earlier. Those were 2 really good, quad 2 wins.
That's right.
And
I got San Francisco on that list of quality wins for this New Mexico team. The St. Mary's win was certainly the best. But you can see there are no points, and there are 2 culprits here. It's a drought for both teams. Still 16-11, New Mexico on top. I'm sure you're watching on a variety of devices out there, whether it's a phone or a tablet or a smart TV or a laptop. And, sometimes you can get a rather large watch.
Yes. Or you could just go to the internet and put in CBS Sports.
That's right. But for those of you that are with us, we welcome you. We'll get a national audience here once the overtime is done in Las Vegas. Colorado State, an 82-81 lead with 4 seconds left in overtime. Air Force has already beaten Fresno State tonight in the Mountain West.
Seems like it's a little early in the game for Barima Sek. Normally, New Mexico plays 7 players, going a little bit deeper in the rotation tonight.
Yeah, there's Richard Pitino. Of course, a nice run at Minnesota, 8 years there.
I coached against Richard when he was at Minnesota. We had that game where it was 5 against 3. I had the 3 players. He had the 5.
San Diego State down here at home by 6. Micah Parrish in the ball game. Pick and roll. Mensah again on the receiving end. Ball's loose, and it's picked up by KJ Jenkins. Jenkins and Donovan Dent in the game as well for New Mexico. This is Mashburn. Crossover. And 18-footer is good. Richard Pitino said Jamal Mashburn is an elite scorer, especially from mid-range, which is a rarity in this game now.
And he's the hardest worker on the team. He's got unbelievable work ethic. Coach Pitino said he leads by example.
Seiko kicks it out. Saunders an entry. Mensah into the lane. Left hand, strong move, and a bucket.
Nice move by the big fella. San Diego State, man, they're just imposing inside. Their size is unbelievable. They got 4 or 5 huge guys down there that Coach Dutcher feels very confident putting into the game.
Mashburn, a deep 3. New Mexico has come to play tonight, and a 22-13 lead, their largest of the ball game, sits at 9. Parrish answers.
It's funny, Coach Dutcher talked about Micah as the guy that defends Matt Bradley in practice consistently.
Yes.
They really push each other.
Yeah, he's the best Dutch has found that Parrish is the best matchup defensively when they're going 1s and 2s. Sack almost walked. Shot clock down. Mashburn takes a peek. Down the lane he goes. Knocked off his feet. Jenkins collects and misses the jumper.
It'll be pretty interesting to see how San Diego State think they got away maybe with a foul on that last one with Mashburn. If they're going to run maybe another defender at him, because he's playing with a lot of confidence right now. Mid-range, going to the basket.
Look at him
finishing
go
at
and
the
finishing.
basket.
Mashburn, boy, he didn't blink. And New Mexico is back up by 9. Bad pass, picked up. This is Dent, and he is fouled. Mensa got him. Dent gets free throws, and this large crowd is really quiet right now, and I think they're in a little bit of shock.
Yeah, and Dent's the kid. Remember, you were talking about that St. Mary's win early. He was a guy late in that game, man. He had some amazing drives, so.
Well, a thrilling finish. Thank you, Chris Lewis and Bob Wenzel. Rich Waltz, along with Avery Johnson here in San Diego. And New Mexico, Avery, is playing San Diego State's game better than San Diego State is right now.
Yeah, Mexico, they have something on their mind. They didn't just come here to participate in this game. They're playing winning basketball. They're playing their game. Their steals guys are getting steals. House, Mashburn's playing extremely well. You know, with 11 points to start this game. Johnson is shooting the ball well. Javante Johnson.
This is the biggest lead of the game for New Mexico, 26-15. Matt Bradley for San Diego State, trying to loosen himself up. They've done a terrific job defensively, have the Lobos. They've played with tempo, they've played with poise. Bradley a deep three, and he hits it. First three of the night for San Diego State. New Mexico is 3 of 5 from distance, including 2 from Javante Johnson, which is somewhat unexpected.
Yeah, and with Bradley, he can turn a bad night into a good night in a hurry.
Alec, that's a laser off the glass. Another 3 from Johnson is off. And Keyshawn Johnson of San Diego State with a rebound. In transition, Seiko's 3. Yes! And that's what he does well. Finally, for the first time, and there's 7 minutes left in this half, the crowd is alive. They've been on their hands and very quiet. Mashburn baseline shot, and Alec can't come down with the rebound, and a timeout. New Mexico, a 5-point lead. For those of you watching our free streaming coverage, it'll conclude after the commercial break, but we'll continue on CBS Sports Network. You can find us by going to cbssportsnetwork.com/channel finder.
Its glory, only at Marco's.
Oh, what a good time we will have
Terran, the joy of movement. Go anywhere, do anything in the wildly capable, electrified Jeep Grand Cherokee and Jeep Wrangler 4xe.
During the Jeep Start Something New sales event, get $2,000 total bonus cash on these Jeep Grand Cherokee models. Visit Jeep.com for new inventory available near you.
In the Mountain West Conference, San Diego State is number 23 in the country. They're unbeaten in conference play. New Mexico was the only remaining unbeaten in the country before they went 2-2 to start Mountain West play. Rich Waltz, along with Avery Johnson. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Here we are in San Diego. Glad that whether you were on the internet, now that you're here on your television set. This is a fun game, right? Because this is a San Diego State team that rarely loses on this floor, and New Mexico has outplayed them in the first half.
Yeah, New Mexico has come in with a tremendous amount of energy on both ends of the floor. They're playing their frantic, fast break pace. They're getting steals. They're getting out in transition, and they're getting to a point where they're scoring before San Diego State gets their defense set, because we know when San Diego State gets their defense set, they're very hard to score on.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got a great atmosphere here, as usual, at San Diego State. And kind of a litmus test, right, for New Mexico. I mean, they go 14-0, then 2-2. How good are they? They were in the top 25 for a while. San Diego State is there. Jamal Mashburn Jr., with dad in the house, has 11 in this one.
And it'll be pretty interesting because San Diego State's largest deficit in Mountain West play coming into this game was 7 points at UNLV. So we'll see, you know, are they going to be able to overcome getting off to a slow start?
Game summary, three-point field goal shooting. Lobos are good at it, 35%. San Diego State is terrific at it lately. Bradley driving, looking, falling away, missed the shot. Lobos did a nice job on the board, and that triggers the break. And House really wants to push tempo.
Man, you got to give Alec credit. I know that Matt Bradley knocked down a three the last time. They made a nice pass and got the assist with Seiko, but man, Alec is really defending overall Matt Bradley at a high level.
And there he is. That's Josiah Alec. And to Avery's point, teams have run a lot of different type of defenders against Matt Bradley. Strong, smaller guards, bigs, guys with speed. Alec is a 6'8", 235-pound forward who can play inside and out, and he's done a nice job. Mashburn, there's still time, and I think he got deked by the crowd on the shot clock. This is Johnson down the lane. There was 12 seconds left on the shot clock, and it looked like House thought that the clock was down. Excellent
decision by Seiko on in transition, but here Mashburn thought he got fouled.
My bad, Mashburn.
Yeah, that's okay.
I get one of those a half.
That's called a mulligan. I'm giving you a mulligan. You know, the Masters is coming up in April. We got to get ready.
It's true.
Everybody, Jim Nance, right?
With hushed voices. Keyshawn Johnson at the line. There's Pops. A guy you know pretty well.
Yeah, Monster Mash. I've caught a couple of those elbows in the game.
Alec goes down, and it's off his hand. No foul. And a 5-point New Mexico lead. If you're just joining us, as most of you are, San Diego State beat Nevada pretty handily on Tuesday night. New Mexico had an off night in terms of schedule and scheduled Oral Roberts, who's pretty darn good, and beat them 82-75.
Look for a little isolation here from Bradley. Here it is.
Seiko, another three. You just don't want to give him clean looks like that. And here comes House. Jaelen House, the transfer from Arizona State. Crossover. That's a three. And he missed it. Seiko with the rebound.
A couple of times New Mexico. House with the steal.
Steal leader in the Mountain West, and he scores. That's his third steal already. And the lead is back to 7. It's spectacular.
Yeah, no outlet pass is safe when House is in the game.
Darion Trammell. And a foul in the lane. And Josiah Alec picks up his first personal. 15 foul on New Mexico.
Boy, just when you get a great defensive stop and you can't celebrate, because when you throw those outlet passes, House may be around to intercept it.
Bradley driving. Good job by Alec to cut him off, because he does like to penetrate. Ledee falling away. House is a good rebounding guard. Not real big, 6 feet, 170 pounds. Mashburn is 6'2", 195. But they are lightning quick and they can score from anywhere. Udeze, the Wichita State transfer, with a little jump hook. And look at New Mexico, they've rebuilt the lead to 9.
Boy, and he was under control. Outstanding footwork in the post. Went to his go-to move, that left shoulder jump hook.
Seiko. Every year he has gotten better offensively.
Seiko could really be an X factor coming off the bench. That San Diego State needs tonight.
They've gotten a lift from Lamont Butler the last 2 games as San Diego State. House trying to cut through the lane, and freedom of movement was violated there. I think Keyshawn Johnson grabbed it.
Yeah, but here, Ledee tries to take away the middle, and nice move by the big fella.
All right, who do you stop, Avery?
It's a hard one. I think Udeze. Yeah, you got to try to stop him. Get the ball out of his hands. Force him to be a passer.
Well, I mean, House is dropping almost 17 a game. Mashburn almost 18 a game.
Would you call those guys the big 3 or the big 2.5?
I would say that, but Richard Pitino told us today that Josiah Alec is kind of underappreciated for what he does. That's a left-handed shot, and that is not easy. And all of a sudden, Jaelen House is rolling here. He's got 8. Back to Ledee. New Mexico doing a really nice job on the boards. They're +6 on the season. San Diego State not great on the boards, +4. They're usually better than that. House.
Well, just the energy that Jaelen House plays with on both ends of the floor. He's just so disruptive.
Bradley spinning. Bradley missed the shot. And it's cleaned up by Udeze.
For New Mexico to run here, 4 on 3.
Don't have numbers, but they got trailers, and that's Mashburn. Johnson, and a foul. That's a flop on Mashburn. So a flop call and a timeout coincide. We'll step aside. Jaelen House scoring from everywhere right now for the Lobos.
On the next NFL Monday QB, it's time to turn the page to Super Wildcard Weekend. Break down the drama of the 6-game slate as we see who's got what it takes to make it to the divisional round. Monday on CBS Sports Network.
Every time you order a hot sub from Jersey Mike's, it's grilled fresh right in front of you. The sizzling, the chopping, the spatula. That's why I bring this. I call it dinner and a show. Look at that sizzle.
Number 17 for Danny.
Oh, that's mine. Gotta go, Aaron. Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Jaelen and I teamed up to bring back school sports for kids in Philly because I'm these kids' biggest fan. Go to missiontiger.com to see what happened.
And see that I'm their biggest fan.
No, I'm their biggest fan.
They signed my shirt.
Well, that's cheating. I don't even wear shirts.
Take a picture.
What's that?
Is that a new iPhone? Yep, I just got the new iPhone 14 with its amazing camera at T-Mobile.
Wow. For a limited time at T-Mobile, get 4 iPhone 14s on us and 4 new lines for $25 a line.
Oh, what a good time we will have. You can make it happen, girl.
Voltaren, the joy of movement.
Extra hard studying calls for something extra. So you serve up new DiGiorno fully stuffed crust pizza. Because pizza with an extra layer of cheese stuffed edge to edge throughout the entire crust always hits the spot. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by National Car Rental. Go National. Go like a pro. And by AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
Always a rowdy house here at Viejas, but tonight, Jaelen House, Jamal Mashburn, and the Lobos have quieted this crowd. House, in the last 4 minutes, has taken over the game.
Man, he's been rocking the house, Rich. Last year, third team all Mountain West Conference. This year, he'll be first team this year. Unbelievable court vision. Really does a nice job of pursuing the basketball, penetrating, breaking down the defense, and he gave him a little bit of the left-hand juice. Not in his house, but in San Diego State's house.
Of course, his dad, Eddie, was a terrific scorer, and that's where Jaelen started his college career at dad's alma mater at Arizona State. 2 years, he averaged maybe second year was 5 points and just 1 assist. Last year, 17 points, 4.5 assists. The flop warning, you saw the one shot on the technical. New Mexico retains possession, and they've got 20 on the shot clock. So Jaelen House went from a guy that was barely scoring and not playing a lot of minutes to a star in a real hurry. And certainly with Mashburn, those two are dynamic. Alec lost it. Johnson on the scene, and he lays it up and in.
And I want to just say one thing, Rich. I love that flop rule because it puts the defense at a disadvantage when shooters can just flop or get bailed out with a big acting job. I know we're south of Los Angeles.
Matt Bradley with the three, his second. San Diego State would love to see him heat up. He's got 8 in this ball game, and the lead is cut down to 8. House missed the three. Trammell with the rebound. When San Diego State runs, they're looking for trail threes.
Yeah, and I just think New Mexico can get a better shot than that.
Probably was a foul. House and Trammell colliding. They play on. Open. Trammell missed the three, and House has the rebound.
So you can see philosophically, House is going to dig and scratch and claw, especially when Bradley has the ball, and they're going to try to force Trammell to shoot the ball.
It's a timeout on the floor. And a reminder that AT&T at the half is coming up. Jamie Erdahl, Wally Zerbiak, Shelvin Mack, Seth Davis get you caught up. All the scores and highlights and the latest news, AT&T 5G at the half. Timeout in San Diego. Lobos playing very well and up over number 23 San Diego State.
I mean, Mother Nature can be very powerful. These storms go over all of our roofs. The minute the wind stops blowing, we're open.
If you're evacuating, we have food, we have water, come inside. Letting them know that you're not alone in this.
It's been unbelievable the way everybody has stuck together. It's like you can really see we have a family.
There's no limit to what we can do as long as we're taking care of people.
Tell you what, it's tough to take your eyes off of Jamal Mashburn Jr. and Jaelen House right now. Matt Bradley has answered with a couple of threes for San Diego State. But New Mexico on top 34-26. Mashburn off the screen, gets through and scores. Goodness, how quick was that?
Yeah, he split that. It was supposed to be a wall defensively where two guys converge on the penetrator, but that was more of a curtain, Rich. That wasn't a wall.
Parrish in tight, and he scores. Jamal Mashburn Jr. wasn't this player when he stepped on the campus at Minnesota, but he really developed under Richard Pitino, liked him so much that when Pitino was let go and then got the New Mexico job a few days later, Mashburn said, all right, I'm in. I mean, this dude is an elite scorer.
Yeah, so watch him right here. Split that defense, finish at the rim. Look at the acceleration and the power. Jamal Mashburn, 6'2", all 195 pounds, Rich.
That's right. And 13 points. There's Dad. 6 of 9 from the field. Mashburn again. And that is a scorer's touch. 15 first half points for Jamal Mashburn Jr. And New Mexico is back up by double digits.
You can see the elevation on that mid-range jump shot.
Bradley stumbles. Ball is tipped. The D goes for it and saves it. Parrish. And a rebounding foul, I think. Alec maybe a hook and hold.
Yep. The intensity for these offensive and defensive rebounds. All 5 guys are, nobody's really leaking out. You better stay in there and help.
As strong as Udeze is, and Richard Pitino has Josiah Alec there as well. He's 6'8", 235. They are outweighed by San Diego State because the size of Keyshawn Johnson and Nathan Mensah and Jaden Ledee. This is a big, strong Aztec team. Sec. Johnson spins. Johnson is fouled. And the New Mexico bench explodes in disagreement.
It'll be interesting in the second half if some of these non-shooting bigs, if they stay out on the perimeter or cut back door.
We got a foul here?
That wasn't a foul.
All right.
No, he was vertical.
And that's why Richard Pitino, Dave Filipovich, Isaac Chu, Eric Brown, Tarvish Felton, the entire coaching staff came to their feet.
I know the feeling. I've reacted that way before.
Filipovich on the left there, of course, was a head coach at Air Force and had some success at Air Force, so it's nice to have him on this staff. He knows this conference quite well.
That's right, outstanding assistant coaching staff. Both teams, San Diego State and New Mexico.
Jenkins can shoot the 3. He missed it. Johnson has the rebound. All right, final seconds. San Diego State's going to call that timeout and they'll try to cut into this New Mexico lead. Don't panic in Brian Dutcher, but this is a bit of a surprise. New Mexico, 38-28, late in the first.
New customers get our best deals on all smartphones.
That's right. But what if I'm already a customer? Oh, no problem. Hey, Cam.
Yeah.
Same deal. Yeah, it's kind of our thing.
What if I'm new to AT&T?
Cam, can...
Oh, nice.
Hey, but what about for existing
Same deal.
Is he okay? At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone. Get up to $1,000 off on our most popular smartphones.
Jamal Mashburn Jr. with 15 tonight. Jaelen House, his running mate in the backcourt, has 8 points and already 3 steals. Off the timeout here, 26 seconds to shoot, 33.6 left, first half.
I had both Mashburn Jr. and House combining for about 45 points tonight, so we'll see what happens.
Bradley gets through the defense, misses the floater, and that's a charge. And Morris Udeze planted himself outside the circle, and he got there in time.
Excellent defense, giving up your body. That's a part of being unselfish. Unselfish is not just making a pass, but giving up your body for the team. You can't get to that spot unless you are watching your man and the ball, and you're in a defensive stance.
Richard Pitino said that Udeze is all business, never complains, toughest guy he's got, and if you're not playing hard, and you're wearing a New Mexico jersey, he'll make sure you do. You could use like 10 of those guys, right? Let's see, final seconds. This is House being trailed by 2 defenders. House, his mouthpiece hanging out, throws it off the rim. Parrish has the rebound. That was a quick shot.
This should give San Diego State some momentum going in at the half.
Parrish misses the jumper. Ball is tipped. Foul on, let's see.
The D.
Yeah, San Diego State with 5 seconds left. Were you surprised that New Mexico went right to the bucket?
Yeah, I was a little surprised. I thought maybe House would just keep his dribble, bring it back out. That wasn't really good clock management there.
But they're bailed out by their rebounding once again. They had position. And we'll see who ends up at the line. It may be Udeze, who is 66%. New Mexico is 3 of 5 from the line so far tonight.
And those are the things you talk about, you work on, in the next practice. Hey, when we're in this situation again and it's 27 seconds left in the half, do you want you to try to go close to post?
Bradley's dangerous. Parrish gets it off in time and missed it. Well, New Mexico comes out and makes a statement here at Viejas Arena. Jamal Mashburn Jr. goes for 15. Javante Johnson goes for 10. Jaelen House for 8. And the Lobos have a 10-point lead. First half in the books. We're headed to New York next. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network.
Can't choose between watching your favorite Mountain West team on TV or going everywhere else you need to be? With the official Mountain West app, you don't have to. Watch hundreds of Mountain West games and championship events, live or archived, from wherever you are, all for free with the Mountain West app. Available on mobile and connected TV devices. Download the Mountain West app today.
Cross that line, it ain't your day.